Hello, hi everybody. We're gonna have technical difficulties because I don't know if I'll ever get the hang of recording these videos, but I really think it's necessary in this class, so I'm gonna do it. Okay, so we're on the course shell for my face-to-face class because I haven't set up everything in the online class, but it will eventually look the same. So the point of this recording is to give you instructions out how to correctly complete the IRAC Critical Thinking Assignment, which is 10% of your grade. And so what I intend to do is require viewing of this recording if I get the settings correct before you can even submit your IRAC Critical Thinking Assignment, but we'll see how that works. So to start out, where you find the IRAC Critical Thinking Assignment in the course shell is you go to Content, and it's going to be the IRAC Critical Thinking Assignment folder. Let me turn this off so you can only see what's in here. Critical Thinking Assignment folder. And so this is going to be where you actually submit the assignment. And this is the template that you're going to download and use, and we'll go through that process in a second. And then I've also included, in addition to this recording, a model answer. So you can compare the actual case for the model answer with how I answered the things, and we're going to use that as an example here in this recording. So I've already posted the case for tomorrow's group that signs up. Hopefully the Sign Up Genius is now working. And we don't have any problems with that, but I'll actually go out to the Sign Up Genius to illustrate the whole process here. So we'll actually go ahead and do that. So in announcements is where I included the Sign Up Genius link. And so we're going to try this because it wasn't working in my face-to-face class yesterday. Okay, so their server is back up. And tomorrow, this group of students signed up. Now, granted, this is a face-to-face class, so it's a different group of students for the online class. It should be a larger group, actually. So for all these folks that signed up on 8/29, you're going to use, oops, where's my, dang it. Oh, I know what I did. Okay, you're going to use, so this is a Sign Up Genius date. And when you go back to IRAC Critical Thinking Assignment, this first case is the case that the individuals that signed up on 8/29/19 should use. Now, that's just the case that you use, but the assignment is not due for another week. So it's 8/29, and so you'll need to turn in your IRAC Critical Thinking Assignment by September 5th at midnight. And I usually include a slide in the presentation, but given that I'm going to be recording, we'll see how that works. I usually include a slide, or last semester I included a slide in the presentation to remind people of their IRAC Critical Thinking Assignment. Well, the Sign Up Genius date and then the due date of the IRAC Critical Thinking Assignment. So we'll see how that works out, since I'll be recording this for the online group and having it in person. We'll definitely have it for the face-to-face class, but we'll see how the online assignment works as well. I might just include it in a little, upload some slides at the beginning of the week. We'll see how we handle that. But anyway, next, so IRAC Critical Thinking Assignment. This is where, so to submit the assignment, ultimately, well, we'll get to that, I guess. So, okay. So ultimately, the assignment is to do the following. Read the case, so you read the case and you do the following. Accurately cite the case. So you use a complete legal citation, and so that aligns with the student learning objective number 1. Then you briefly summarize the key facts of the case. And then you use the legal analysis framework, which is IRAC, and that's why it's called an IRAC Critical Thinking Assignment. It stands for Issue, Rule, Application, Conclusion. And we'll learn more about that in the first lecture of the class. But that's fundamentally what you use when you do legal analysis. So in the legal profession, this is a framework that we use all the time. State the legal issue, identify the legal rule, apply the facts of the case, so that you apply those facts, and you apply the rule to those facts, actually. And then that helps you come to a legal conclusion, or as it's identified in most legal opinions, the holding. So that's the basic framework. And you'll see here that it allows you the opportunity to download this template. And this is the template that you should use. So I'm just going to download it to my hard drive. And when you open it up, you'll see, and I don't know if this menu is showing up on the thing, but we'll see later. But I'll move it out of the way here in a second. Enable the editing. So you download this document, and this is what you use for your assignment. Now, you may want to go in here and change this and put your name into the document, because you'll be uploading it. It'll be easy for me to identify which document belongs to which person, but that's just a smart thing to do in general, is identify your document with your name, but that's not required. But what is required is for you to use this template. So you use this format and you enter the answer into this sheet. Do not change the headings. I don't know what gets into people and why they do that, but that's one of the points of this recording, so that you understand that you should use this document. You should be entering the information into this specific document. So there we go there. So you're going to use that template. And then let me see. A tool that is helpful for you to use is the website Oyez. Almost every single, and I'm going to try to make sure that every single, so it's consistent for everyone, every single case that we use this semester for this IRAC critical thinking assignment should be a Supreme Court case. I just want you to get exposure to that. And a great website to use, I haven't updated the slide. That's not even going to be relevant anymore. Okay. I guess I should have thought about that. But Oyez is a great site to use. And we're going to go out to Oyez so I can show you. So I want you to read the case, but essentially you can get everything you need from this website. If we go to the home page, this is what it looks like. But the model case that I use, that I've posted on the course page, is a Bergerfeld v. Hodges. It's the marriage equality case that was decided back in 2015. So if you type in the name of your case, you should easily be able to find it, or you can also use the legal citation, which you'll learn about that in the first lecture. So we pull up a Bergerfeld via Hodges. This site is really cool because you can actually listen to, if you're a nerd like me or you're interested in Supreme Court cases, you actually listen to the oral argument that was presented to the Supreme Court justices on this case, and then ultimately the opinion announcement. So Oyez gives you virtually everything that you need. But again, I want you to read the case, because part of the exercise is giving you exposure to a Supreme Court case. But in addition, reading the case, you can still find most of the information you need for the assignment in the syllabus of the case. So we'll pull up the case and I'll show you that here in a second. But as you'll see here, Oyez gives you the facts, the question, and the conclusion. So that's almost everything you need right there, just like just blatantly outlined for you. So we'll go to it case by case. So this is the case for the model answer. And so this, when you have your assigned case, this is what it's going to look like. It's the actual Supreme Court case. I usually pull it from LexisNexis, so it's in the LexisNexis format. But I mentioned there a second ago the syllabus. So this is like the Cliff's Note version of the case, because you'll notice that these Supreme Court cases can be really long, particularly if you have a strong dissent or multiple dissents. But we'll talk about the different types of opinions and all that jazz and the terminology in the first lecture. But here, so you have the case, and what I ask for, let me go back to, so that's the case. And this is the model answers for that particular case. And so I'm going to show you a couple things here so that this assignment will be really straightforward for you, and I won't have all these issues when I grade. So the first thing you have to do is accurately cite the case. Use a complete legal citation. And so we'll learn in the first lecture what a complete legal citation is and how to read it. But fundamentally, it's the two parties, the plaintiff versus the defendant at the Supreme Court level. And we'll talk a little bit more in detail about why I made that distinction of at the Supreme Court level. And then it's an actual number and recorder, number to where to find it in the actual recorder. So if you put the wrong numbers here, then you're citing the wrong case. And so accuracy is going to be important. Also, citing it appropriately in terms of who's the plaintiff and who's the defendant at the Supreme Court level is important. But it's really easy. You'll give full credit if, we're going to go back to the case, pull up the case here. If you use this, Obergefell v. Hodges, so what's listed on the case there for the parties to the case. And then scroll down, and it's going to list reporter. So the reporter, it lists a couple of different citations. The easiest thing to do is to use the very first citation. Don't list multiple citations. I'm going to count off because I'm specifically telling you this in this recording. If you list this citation along with this citation along with this citation, those are separate citations. So you see they're separated by semicolons. But be safe. Just use this first one. So it's going to be 135 Supreme Court Reporter 2584. So you'll see on the model answer, that's what's listed here. The parties, comma, and then the citation. Just use the first citation that's listed on the actual opinion. Then it asks you to briefly summarize the key facts of the case. You'll notice on OIA, they have a summary of the facts of the case. I don't suggest copying this verbatim. And I may check to make sure that you didn't. So copy it verbatim. But I know if you're doing what I'm telling you to do on this recording, you're using OIA. So go to this and just summarize it. Put it in your own words. Don't copy it verbatim, but read it after you've read the case and put it in your own words. But this gives you a good idea of what you should be putting as the facts of the case, summarizing the facts. So right there. Then issue. The legal issue, the question at issue, it says identify a legal issue that is presented in the case. If there are multiple issues, you should focus on an issue that aligns with the content we covered that day. Generally, because I've been behind on grading, I haven't been really strict about this. But again, making sure that you're covered an issue, because as we get farther along in the semester, you might identify multiple legal issues that are identified in the case. But I'm trying to get you to connect, since I told you one of the central tenets of the class is to connect the content with real world situations. And all these are real world situations. Opinions are actual legal cases that were tried in front of the Supreme Court. So you're connecting it, what we're covering in class, with this actual case. So I want it to be something related to the content associated with the week that we covered the case, ideally. And if I grade as we go through the semester, I'll be more cognizant of that and more strict in terms of the grading. But again, OIA essentially gives you the answer to this. The issue is the legal question at issue. And on a Obergefell that's listed, on OIA, is listed as the question. So you'll see the model answer lists verbatim these two legal questions as the legal issues. So you'll see right there, OIA helps to give you the answer. And so what was the legal rule? You need to read the case, but usually it's going to be identified in the syllabus of the opinion. And you identify the legal rule. In this particular case, the legal rule was related to the due process clause of the 14th Amendment. So you got the legal rule from the Constitution, which we'll talk about, and it's listed here. On OIA, you'll find that if you read this discussion of the application of the rule, that the rule is listed here. So it says the court held that the due process clause of the 14th Amendment guarantees the right. So it identifies the legal rule for you there as well in the conclusion. Not rocket science. And then you apply the rule. So this whole discussion under conclusion is explaining the Supreme Court's explanation of its application of the rule and the relevant rules that are in play. So again, you can use OIA, read that blurb, and then apply the rule. Apply the rule to the facts that are also designated there on OIA. And then the conclusion. So here on OIA, it says the conclusion, but what I'm looking for in terms of the conclusion is the answers to the legal questions. And usually it lists it outright right here. And also another clue in terms of the legal conclusion. Legal conclusion is also known as the holding. So the ultimate decision of the court to answer those legal questions. So the court held, that's a clue that that's what I'm looking for the legal conclusion. The holding of the court was what? And if you go here and it says the court held, that's basically what it's telling you. And then finally, don't forget this part. It's listed on the template, but somehow people don't remember to put it. Connection to the course content. So be very specific. Section 4-2 of the textbook discusses limits in federal and state governmental actions, discusses the 14th Amendment and due process of law. So identify what chapter, what section we talked about that related to the content. So basically that's it. So you have a really cool tool that I've just identified, OIA, that you can use to help you with this assignment. So the key tenets of the assignment are to use the template, follow it, and use OIA to help you answer these questions correctly. And you'll have both this recording that I intend to require you to review before you can submit it, if I can get the settings correct, as well as this model answer in a case that you can look at to compare back and forth in addition to Obergefell. So one more thing about the gateway criteria. Let me see. Because I will not grade your assignment if you don't use this gateway, if you don't do this correctly. You brief the correct assigned case. So we talked about the sign-up genius date should match with the date of the case that you're using. The case is case brief is formatted exactly as indicated on the model answer. In other words, you use the template. You don't change the template, you just enter your answer into the template. And then you correctly submit the case brief via Blackboard. So, correctly submitting via Blackboard is going here. So clicking on IRAC Critical Thinking Assignment, and then browsing your computer and uploading your document here. And so the syllabus includes some tips and tricks to make sure that it's uploaded correctly. So see that page in your syllabus. I believe it's on page, it's under additional Blackboard tips on page 6 of your syllabus. Page 6 of your syllabus also includes the grading rubric for the case brief. But if you do exactly what I just told you to do in this recording, then you're not going to have any problems getting full credit. But that information is there for you. Hopefully this helps. I know it's not a seamless process in terms of me explaining this stuff. And again, I don't know if y'all can see this or not. But that's it. So I'm going to upload the recording. I don't know if I'll be able to bear listening to it. So if there are any problems with the recording, let me know. But that's it. Hopefully this helps.